Hey guys, all right, so we are on page 154 in your book. This is section lesson 4, and we're going to do 4.2 together. So it says here are descriptions and equations that represent 4 functions, and so you need to match up the function with the description. So I'm going to first look at the description, and remember, what goes in the parentheses is our input, and then what's on the other side of our function is our output. Okay, and so it says to get the output, so we're looking at the right-hand side of these equations, so we're going to subtract 7 from the input, which is our x value, and then divide the result by 3. So I'm looking for something that is subtracting 7 from our input, which is x, and then dividing by 3. So 7 is being subtracted by our input and then divided by 3. So this one is going to be our A. The next one says to get the output, we're going to subtract 7 from the input and then multiply the results by 3. So again, we're taking 7 and we're going to subtract that from our input, which is our x. So that's going to look like x minus 7. And x minus 7 is, I see that here, and then I'm multiplying that entire thing by 3. So this one is going to be B. The next one says to get the output, multiply the input by 3. So we're multiplying the x by 3 and then subtracting 7. So that's going to be this one. We're going to multiply our input by 3 and then subtract 7, which means that this one is going to be D, which is to get the output, we're going to divide the input, so x by 3, so x divided by 3, and then we're going to subtract 7. So that is how we find our function in our descriptions and how to match them up, okay? As we move on though, it says for one of the functions, when the input, that's our x value, is 6, the y value or our output is -3. So which function is it? Is it going to be f, g, h, or k? So we're going to use our functions from the last page to help us. So I'm going to start off with f of x. So f of x equals 3x minus 7. That was from the page before. Well, we know our input is 6, so I'm going to do f of 6 equals 3 times 6 minus 7. Anytime I see that x value, I'm going to plug in 6. Which means f of 6 equals 18 minus 7, so f of 6 equals 11. Now, we wanted an output of -3, so this function, the function of f, does not work. So I'm going to move on to g. And our g function from earlier was g of x equals 3 times x minus 7. So now I do g of 6 equals 3 times 6 minus 7. So g of 6 equals 3 times 6 minus 7 is -1, so times -1. So g of 6 has an output of -3, which is what we wanted. So our answer here, check, is g of x is the function that will have an output of -3 when our input is 6. For question number 3, which function value, f of x, g of x, h of x, or k of x, is the greatest when you put an input of 0? So this is where we have to test all of them out. So I'm going to do f of 0 equals 3 times 0 minus 7. So f of 0 equals -7. I can do g of 0 equals 3 times 0 minus 7. So g of 0 equals 3 times -7, which equals -21. We'll do h of 0, which equals 0 over 3 minus 7. So h of 0 equals 0 minus 7, so h of 0 equals -7. And then we have k of 0 equals 0 minus 7 over 3. So k of 0 equals -7 over 3. So k of 0 equals -2 1/3. Okay? And so it said which one has the greatest output is